get started, y'all, there is a community post right now for a future Q&A video. If you would like to be a part of that video or have any sort of questions for me, go ahead and hit the community post up and comment your question down below. So, long hair is back. I don't know what it's doing right now. It's doing, I didn't do this myself. It just happened after I got out of the shower, but I ain't hating it. I ain't loving it. But, I need to get a fresh cut. That's basically what it's telling me. I need to go get a fresh cut. Little high taper. But, I went and saw Deadpool, like one of y'all requested me to. And, I wasn't disappointed. But I wasn't, like, blown away, I guess to say. Everyone knew Gambit and Blade and, Elektra was gonna be in the movie because everyone and their freaking mom spoiled it on TikTok. So, I'm not gonna, like, allow that to, like, interrupt, like, my experience with it. Obviously, it would have been really dope if when I saw them enter the screen, like, that was the first time ever knowing that they were in the movie. Like, first time people who ever watched it, like, the first couple days, I'm sure were, like, blown away. But after that, the internet kind of just did its thing and ran the course of spoiling everything for everyone. So, I guess to give it, like, an overall before you watch this movie, for me it was an 8.5 out of 10. So there's spoilers ahead, so if you have not seen the movie, go ahead and watch it and come back to the video. But I was disappointed in the villain. Wolverine and Deadpool was like an amazing combination. Like, they clicked. Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman, they're definitely got movies planned. There's no way they don't. I absolutely loved all the Disney jokes, all the Fox jokes, because Fox obviously created, actually they created Wolverine, Elektra, Blade, and Gambit technically, because Gambit was in one of the X-Men movies way back. But you know, like, creating all these characters and then bringing them back in a Disney film was actually really cool. And I feel like in this movie, this should be like a turning point for Disney to have, like, films directed towards adult audiences, like 18 and up. There's gonna be F-bombs, there's gonna be blood, there's gonna be gore. Like, and that's just some of the best movies out there. But I guess my biggest takeaway, the biggest disappointment, and I watched somebody else, who does movie reviews, like, that's their channel, who kind of, like, broke it down in a good way. The film felt, actually, who am I talking about? It's Moist Critical. Like, he doesn't just review movies, but that's one of my favorite content that he puts out there. You know, Charlie, he puts out the movie reviews, and he actually breaks them down pretty well. But whenever he explained the Deadpool movie, he basically was like, okay, you have a bunch of new characters that you're trying to either bring back or have different lore backgrounds, other than Elektra and Blade didn't have, like, any background story, or I think Gambit didn't really. He just kind of touched base for like 2 seconds, where he was from and all that. But so you get the new Wolverine, which is a more comic book based Wolverine, and he has a different lore. So you're telling the story of the new Wolverine. You're also bringing back the story of Logan, and by also doing that, you're bringing X-23, which is the female version of Wolverine. But you bring her back from Logan from 2017, and then you gotta tell that full story. Like, the story of Logan ends here in this movie, but then you're also telling the story of the new Deadpool movie, but also bringing back Gambit and Elektra and Blade, and then you're also having a new villain, and then you have to tell the story of the film. Like, it just felt like a bunch of moving pieces, and they never clicked fully. That's what Charlie said, and that was honestly the best way to break it down. It made a lot more sense why I disliked parts of the film. But I will say, definitely one of the most funny movies I have seen all year, like the past couple years, since actually the last Deadpool, I think. Parts of this movie did have me rolling whenever Gambit and Deadpool were kind of going back and forth, and whenever Deadpool was joking around and fighting with Wolverine the whole movie. And then the part where he's talking to Blade and he goes, I thought you were retarded. And Blade goes, retarded. Like, I thought everyone in the movie theater was crying after that part. But the villain, what was her name? Nova. And I do remember her specifically from like back when I used to play the Lego video games on like the Wii. I think, yeah, it was like the Marvel thing where you can unlock like the X-Men game where you can unlock characters and stuff like that. And I unlocked Nova. Her name was just Nova, not whatever her name was, because I know she's like the twin sister of Charles Xavier or something like that, but I was not familiar with your game, so you literally have the ability to kill absolutely everybody on the planet. You're just like, just killing people left and right, and you also have the ability to leave the underworld, or like the Mad Max realm, whatever they called it in the movie, forever, and you don't do it at all until somebody touches your heart, like Deadpool, like, hey, save my world, and she finally is like, yeah, cool, whatever, and then lets them go back, but then she also goes back with them, and then tries to take over his world. Like, what? That's the part I did not like. I went with, I guess I should say, my fiance, my dad, and one of my friends, and everyone loved it, but we all had the same comment. I wish it wasn't in this realm forever. Like, why is the whole movie just in this one place where there's a bunch of Deadpools coming around every now and then? Then you got the Deadpool Dogpool, which he was cool, but like, or she was cool or whatever, but it almost felt like there were so many different cameos, and I think Moist Critical also said this too. There's so many cameos that at the end by the end of the movie, like, you were never like shocked after like the first three big ones. Like, you had the guy, I can't think of his name, the guy who plays Captain America. I can't think of his name, but the guy who plays Captain America also plays Flame, or whatever his name is, in Fantastic Four, from way back in the day, and that was a funny cameo. And then Juggernaut, obviously we know Juggernaut from the other Deadpool movies, but this is a different variant, and that wasn't really surprising. And then they bring back some of the old like X-Men that never made it to the X-Men like school, and then like, remember, they like turned on and was with Magneto and was like fighting with Wolverine and all the good guys, but and that's when I think Jane died, was fighting against him or something. I can't remember the whole lore, but it just felt like too many cameos. And then the villain Nova was like so powerful, but then also died in the process of trying to take over the world that she was also letting them save. Like, that didn't really make it. That was the only negative like thing, was just too many cameos. And then Nova, like, I would have liked to see Nova in the X-Men movie with actually Charles Xavier, Jennifer Lawrence's character, Mystique, and then who's the big blue beast? Is his name Beast? Whatever his name is, the guy who can transform into like the Beast or whatever. You know, I would have liked to see it in one of those movies, like the classic Wolverine movies where Nova was the main bad guy. And then they said that what's that animal's name that was like the cloud of smoke that kills everything? I don't know if they called it Leviathan, because that's what a bunch of like monsters are called from in history or whatever, but that thing didn't really make any sense to me. I don't know what the purpose of, like, really, like, oh my god, like, we're all gonna die from this, and then it never shows up ever again, like, throughout the movie, until they have to leave. Like, oh, it's back, so for an hour and 30 minutes it was gone, but now it's back, technically, but like days went by in the film, so that was a little bit questionable writing, I guess. I was also apparently told that the other Deadpools were written by like 2 people, 3 people, and this one was written by 11. Now I know that's like a big Disney Marvel thing, MCU. But I'm not sure why a Deadpool film was written by so many people, especially if it was gonna try to have the same humor as like a Wolverine film or a Deadpool film, and it kind of took away from like the special moments. The funny parts that would be funny before weren't, and I don't know if that's just because, again, Moise Griddle also made this point very, very like, oh, okay, to me was that like, we didn't know Deadpool before, we didn't know Ryan Reynolds Deadpool, and then when they brought him back, or brought Deadpool into the MCU or whatever, we basically got used to his comedy, so now, like, his jokes and all that aren't, like, as, like, oh, that's funny, now it's just like, oh, he's just making another joke. But yeah, that was, like, the only bad thing, was just a couple questionable writing issues, and then, I guess, all writing issues, because the villain, the storytelling in it, but, like, in the cameos, but some of the cameos made the movie a lot better. Some of them just didn't add to the story, didn't add to anything. I don't know why X-23 or 25, whatever, I think it's X-23, why she came back necessarily to finish off the Logan, like, the end of Logan, like, she's basically, like, finalizing that, okay, the old Logan's gone, like, I kinda understand, but it's an 8.5 out of 10 for me, just because the writing was not on par from, like, other Wolverine or Deadpool movies. The ending was rushed, it didn't feel good, but they also brought back a lot of cool people that I'm sure we're gonna get more movies from. Obviously, we're probably gonna get another solo Wolverine movie, another solo Deadpool movie, and then, what are they making? I don't know if they've, like, talked about it yet, but I'm pretty sure Gambit's gonna get his own movie. Channing Tatum is, like, really, like, hardcore on getting his own movie right now. Blade is obviously, like, I don't think it will come back, but Elektra, yeah, I don't know, I don't think so. I don't think Elektra's coming back, but if they brought, like, a Nova movie, I thought Nova would be cool, since now that they're doing, like, villain movies, which I think are pretty cool. I think MCU venturing out and creating a villain movie like Doom, Doctor Doom, is gonna be pretty cool. I think that's pretty cool, because now you're opening up the doors to do, obviously they had Loki, but that's a TV show, but having Doom, like, its own movie, kind of opens up the doors for, like, other villains. And I know kind of like Avengers Endgame was kind of like Thanos' movie as well, but like a straight up villain movie, because we've only gotten hero movies. So if Doom is actually produced well, it's wrote well, obviously Robert Downey Jr. is obviously going to do amazing in the role. He's such a good actor, but that opens the doors to, like, a lot of different villains. You can have your own Goblin movie now. I don't like the Venom movies. Those were like, they were bad. They were really bad. There's nothing memorable from, like, I literally forgot about them, that they were, like, the first villain movie, but to me that doesn't really count, because they just were not good. The Carnage one wasn't good. The OG one wasn't. I don't like them. Some people do. I know some people are diehard, like, Venom fans, but but basically, yeah. If Doom is better, if Doom is on par with, like, a Deadpool Wolverine movie, if that's what they're going for, I fully 100% see, like, awesome villain movies coming out in the future. I don't know, like, what villains, like, I would necessarily want to see, just because not all villains are really touched on that well. So you'd have to go for, like, a villain that's been around for a long time, which I guess Doom technically has. but like if they brought Nova into the, y'all know where I'm going. I'm kind of just rambling on here, but they brought Nova in, make a Nova movie, you know, because she was kind of cool. She was kind of cool. Her powers were dope. And the actress, I can't think of. I've seen her before. I can't think of her name. She played phenomenal. I will say they didn't write her the best, but if they make her own movie, that would be pretty cool. So you get to see like her full power, how evil she really is, whatever. But anyway, Deadpool 3 was a 8.5 out of 10 just because of the writing and the cameos. But basically, go watch the movie. It was really good. You kind of just have to judge it for yourself. It's one of those movies that not everybody's gonna love, but there are some die-hard Deadpool fans that will love this movie. But anyway, guys, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.